when it's nothing to do. Never been capping, you know that it's true, 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 true. Haters are climbing your river like boo, 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 boo. Breaking their hearts and breaking the rules. Ooh, 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 ooh. 10 out of 10, I'm feeling like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. I ain't tripping, this is easy, easy. Got them excited to meet me, meet me. I got diamonds, you got CZs, CZs. Wake up, get to it and repeat, repeat. Hey, I ain't hearing nothing haters say. Let them talk about it. My whole crew is about 100 deep. Gotta walk around it. I kill it and then I walk away. Put the chalk around it. I just get low key and watch them talk about it. Talk about it, yeah.
Hey, used to have a silver tooth when I was just a pup, yeah. Now I got some killers who got shotties with the pumps. I don't wanna catch the feelings, I be trying to see what's up. Got a shorty clean the fitness, I'm a diamond and to run it back. Used to have a silver tooth when I was just a pup. Now I got some killers who got shotties with the I don't wanna catch the feelings, I be trying to see what's up. I let shorty clean the fitness, I'm a diamond and to run. First order of biz, no snitch, and I try to keep it silent, but the kids don't listen. And birthday, got another hit, no flinch, and I tell them send a watch that I can fit both wrists. She on the class trying to get a nigga. She think I'm a last cause I got a pass with her. And I ain't trying to let it down, but I'm not. If you was trying to settle down, get a fat song. Pull up in the city with a nice jump. Lights off, lights on. Chinese throw the chicken, need a wipe to throw the rice on. Pull up double park with all the ice on. Pick 'em like, she running up, she one of them. She pay a bill, she it up. 52nd Street, I double down, then I doubled up. 2023 and I'm the only coming up, yeah.
Can't stop till we all up in. I drop with the whole world sing. Pop when I do like this, it's the big black dog.
Hey, used to have a silver tooth when I was just a pup, yeah. Now I got some killers who got shotties with the pumps. I don't wanna catch the feelings, I be trying to see what's up. Got a shorty clean the pendants, I'm a diamond in the rough. Hey.
24 karat VVs in the stars. Rings going off like Michael with the clubs. Only one mobbing with designers in the thugs. When we shop at Rick on, bring a bottle full of couple platinum records later, still I got the game locked. Come on, lines fresher than Tory Lane's pop. Who got his swerve and is missing every raindrop? Hit him with the then they get their brain swap. Walk around like I'm Nego with the diamonds in the clock. You ain't walking on these, I got diamonds in my socks. Might be funny like I'm Biggie, but I'm riding like I'm Pop. I'm the king of your city, give a about your block. Lights on, lights off. Go on, twerk it if you know that off. Deep dive and get lost. Go on, turn up if you know that you the boss.
Hey, used to have a silver tooth when I was just a pup, yeah. Now I got some killers who got shotties with the pumps. I don't wanna catch the feelings, I be trying to see what's up. Got a shorty clean the pendants, I'm a diamond and to run it back. Used to have a silver tooth when I
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the venerable Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup, and we are all set to go, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the New Orleans Saints. First 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 13 and a very solid opening play for this offense. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Khalil Herbert. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34. You look at this Saints defense. They've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Oh, a deep ball there on incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Fields now to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. No stopping Peyton Turner on that sack. He would not be denied. On fourth down, Chicago brings out Trenton Gill. Deep for New Orleans is Rashid Shaheed. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Carr going to lead the Saints up here first and 10 at their own 19-yard line. And Shaheed going to go in motion. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara trucks over him, and he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. In motion left is Thomas. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The Saints at 3-5, 2 games under 500. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Express. 29. 29. What's up?
Carr. Pressure comes and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
3rd and 19.
Hey, 7:34.
Play action. Now it's Carr. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
6-18.
To throw his Carr. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. You look at this Bears defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
That was a nice play right there, but overall this season, it's been an absolute disaster. A total lack of communication on the back end. They need a leader who can put this team, this unit, on his shoulder pads and carry them to the right spots.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. To throw, it's Carr. All right, rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. Well, for the offense, it looked like that drive had the makings of something good. They were starting to hit a groove, but the defense clearly had other ideas, not only to force the turnover, but to handle the scoring themselves.
Yeah, no panic in their eyes. Was their partner? Think about it this way. A Hall of Fame coach once told me the best characteristic he liked out of his teams was that they didn't flinch. This group, they got pushed back in an early series, kept their composure, and made a big play that swung the momentum their way.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because, to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win...
And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. 68 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
On second down, Kamara. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd-and-2 situation. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Express. 93. That's up.
Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Here we go with Kamara. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So 1st and goal and a chance to make amends for the earlier pick 6. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. But down here near the goal line, you don't think of a cornerback in run coverage, but he made the stop.
Yeah, most of the cornerbacks we know, they want to be those pass defenders and take away one half of the field. But the best ones in the game are the complete cornerbacks, able to tackle and run support, as we just saw there.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. 3rd and goal. Kamara is in. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Well, you've been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown.
Dirtyface on for the point after. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. 3rd down and 6. Fields going to change things up here. Now it's Fields. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson and Debo.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. On play action. Now Carr. The ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
29. 694.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, their goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Fields. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Throwing on third down, Fields. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, turnabout is fair play, I guess. They had a pick six against them earlier, and now this defense, Charles, they get a pick six of their own. And for a moment, let's just set aside how it impacts the scoreboard, because how about the response? One defense gets the pick six, the other comes back and matches it. These are two defenses that are planning on winning the game for their teams themselves. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now. And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need... Oh, Fields is intercepted for a third time. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to get it back here just past the 35. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives. And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted. Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. And he's going to have a first down on a gain of about 10, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Now a play fake. Carr. He completes it to Olave. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 23 yards, the final tally. And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a first down.
Hey, 734. Express.
Smith, the man in motion left.
Raider 2. Raider 1.
And now Carr changing the formation. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
93. 93.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 25 yards that time. But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup. Now they'll change things up. A 10th carry for Kamara. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Express. Raider 9. 6-18.
Here's Carr. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Charles, after the first quarter was just complete disaster for them, everything has flipped. I mean, it's 180 degrees in the other direction now here in quarter two.
Championship effort right there. How about them marching almost the length of the field, coming through their final opportunity to get the win. This is one that this team will remember forever, as well as their fans.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Fields. Looking deep here for Mooney. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4. They snap it to Fields. He's going to look deep for more. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
93.
Carr going to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
29.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And Thomas has it. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Kamara up the middle. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 96 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
694.
On play action, it's Carr. He'll buy some time right. It's Hill, complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now Carr. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have a 1st down as they get into the ground at the 37. It's a pickup of 6.
29.
Carr now on 1st down. Rolling to his right. This one taken in by Olave. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
They're a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Second down and 8. Now this time, Carl throw. Did he get the feet down? Yes! Touchdown! Chris Olave, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Throw left side complete. That's Moore. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Herbert powering up the middle. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here we go.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8. Fields now to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. A play fake, now Fields to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 41. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanket in the field going.
There he goes, right side. There he goes again. Touchdown, New Orleans. Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors. But that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll fire deep, looking for more. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football.
And now here is another interception. Jonathan Abram picks it, and they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough, but, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Tries the left side and finds Olave. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. To throw his Carr. They'll roll him out right. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. Williams will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
They'll run it with Kamara, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
Sometimes offensive, you get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Back now here live in New Orleans, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And Kamara with a carry there on first down as he works his way forward for a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And out of bounds right around the 20. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. And Shaheed going to go in motion.
Ready.
And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Kyler Gordon stopped that play before it ever got going. Great job. He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Now they'll throw with Carr. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. Make it 4 touchdown passes now for Derek Carr. And the Saints look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind behind us and get better for the next time out. This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On 2nd and 10, Fields. And now here is another interception. Isaac Yianum in there to pick it. And the Saints will take over here just shy of the 30. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. They begin on the ground with Kamara, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Carr now to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking deep here for Mooney. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. Then he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. And this offense on 3rd down today, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
Right now. Kill.
Here's Carr to throw. throws will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Carr going to look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On play action, now Carr. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Again, they'll throw with Carr. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need...
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Lutz will look to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard. But
and my goodness, another interception. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And they will score. A pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Santos with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late fourth quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you could always get the backups some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas, and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is, if you like to do that, how do you handle it when it comes back against you? On those days where someone can run it up on you, do you handle it the way that you expect your opponent to? If so, keep doing your thing.
They'll go for it. It's Carr. He lets it go deep for Olave. And this will be caught at the 30. And he is going to have the Saints first down, and that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give them a new set of downs.